had my tea. Let's dive into the cards. So this is PTS. This is PTS, the upcoming patch on Wargaming's client. And this is the Dunkirk 90 and 40 game mode. So the way we're going to do it is we're going to do the supply missions first. We don't have any higher difficulty ones. All difficulty is 1 star. As far as understood, they're supposed to be 2-star and 3-star difficulty missions for this card game. Thank you, Quantum, for the 18 months. Appreciate it, my dude. Appreciate it, my dude. And we don't have... Basically, by doing supply missions, you earn supply tokens, these things, or support tokens. And support tokens you can use at the reinforcement depot to draw new cards. And these are the cards you already have. Your cards have health, and every time you spend them in battle, they lose a chunk of health. And losing a chunk of health actually makes you lose parameters as well. You lose 10% parameters per battle. So you kind of want to, well, I guess you want to use the minimum effective one possible. There's also modifiers you can apply to the cards. We haven't really unlocked many yet, but there's a fair few of them. Anyway, let's start off with the supply missions. I have a few cards, but I probably have enough that we can get something done. It seems pretty simple. Okay, so AA Fire. It's got AA Fire and Spotlight. So I assume if it's here, it's kind of hard to tell which way is it pointed. They don't really have arrows. Do they always point straight down, or do they point sideways as well? Or is this just a vulnerability? What is vulnerable? Oh, this is just what is vulnerable to. So drifting mines is vulnerable to the spotlights at AA Fire. Field artillery is vulnerable to smokes, and subs are vulnerable to speed and depth charges. Okay, so they don't seem that strong, so I probably don't want to use anything too strong on them. We can use different buffers. Afterburner goes this way, we can't really use it here. Canterbury has Spotlight and AA. AA would help there, Spotlight wouldn't help there. Afterburner would help against him. Okay, Passenger Ship is actually really good. He debuffs both of them. So this is a pretty easy win here, and a debuff on this thing, so we can put something trash there to win easily. What's the worst unit? I think probably our Sailing Yacht is our worst unit. We can put him here. He also buffs this one. So we can probably put something pretty trash here. This one have a Spotlight, so we can use the Spotlight on the Drifting Mine. We'll put him here. So this guy's debuffed. And then, well, who do we want to place here? Probably the least effective we can use. We don't really need it. He's going to lose health regardless. I'm thinking we just put the Trawler because he's got the least combat power. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple in terms of card games. So we win all of them. We earn all the support tokens we can. Got 27. Let's go next one. Okay. Fog, vulnerable to spotlights. Thank you to Kali for the 47. Dive bombers are vulnerable to speed and AA. And same thing here. Again, we will try to use our least powerful possible. I think we try to use Cabbage. Oh, we lose to this thing though. Because he's lost health now, so he loses. But Sailing Yacht will buff him. Not enough to turn it into a win. Wait, it says 30% evasion. Okay, but he doesn't have a lot of survivability. So I think if I buffed his evasion, actually, he'd probably do better. Yeah, if I buffed his evasion with this one, with the Steamboat, then he'd do better. That's interesting. So that would allow him to win there. Sea Fog isn't that powerful. Can we use Sailing Yacht? Okay, do we have anything we can use to debuff the Sea Fog? Canterbury could debuff him with the Spotlight. I think we use the Canterbury here. So now we get all the wins again. We get some modifiers from this one as well. Note that they all lose health. They all lose health in these battles. Okay. And you're doing the supply missions, trying to use the least amount of power I can for the supply missions and try to get some good pulls from the containers. Sailing Yacht is very low, so these are pretty shit now because they've lost so much. But the important thing, I can lose these fights, it's fine, as long as I win the ones that give me support tokens. Because that's more important for me right now. Do you have anything that can... Steamboat could debuff the field artillery. We can't use modifiers in this game mode. You can only use it in the actual decisive battles. Will this be enough? It will. They buff each other, and the spotlight gives him victory, and the smokescreen gives him victory. The question is, how do we deal with the rest of these? Canterbury can beat the Sea Fog without needing help. We could just use him to debuff the water mine. Then we can use the trawler to win this one as well. I wonder if there might be a strategy in intentionally losing some of these fights. Because you don't really care about the free XP, just to save health on your ships. We'll do one more supply mission, then we'll pull for some cards. So we don't really care. Oh, can we just... Well, let's try to just skip the field artillery. We can lose the field artillery and not give a shit, because what we want is to support tokens. Those are the ones that we need for new cards. So if you just skip it because we don't give a shit, that might be an option. We can use... What happens... Oh yeah, I can't use the buffers here. What happens if I use the Savornian de Braza? Pretty strong ship to use to make sure I win that one. Then I can just use the trawler here. Just get the two important, then we could just lose these on purpose. The health might have been okay. But we don't care, we got the tokens. Okay, now we have 63 support tokens, we can pull 2 cards. I mean, debuffs seem better than buffs. They objectively seem better than the buffs, especially if you use them against the vulnerability. So I'll just take the paddle steamer. Let's draw another card. Tugboat is the best we can get here. Double debuffing paddle isn't bad either, but this one has so much combat power and a shit ton of survivability. Let's go with the tugboat. Some new cards. Can you have multiple ones of the same? I don't think you can. Okay, let's do the final supply mission. Okay, we want these two. Let's try to get the 2 support tokens and ignore everything else. I might actually use the sailing out here. Actually, maybe I want to heal him up later. He can beat this. Yeah, we just take the support tokens. Did we get enough to do another pull? I think we did get just enough. Yeah, 27. Okay, let's do another pull. Draw another card. That's a good card. Javelin. Actual destroyer. Yeah, we take the Javelin. That thing has insane damage. And insane buffs as well. Yeah, we request the Javelin, please. Okay, good shit. Good shit, okay. Now we're gonna actually some pretty good cards. And now we start the actual key missions. And the key missions earn you evacuation points, which advance the battle pass down here. I'm pretty sure the Zao is just a placeholder. Yeah, now they get actual, like, much stronger ships. So the most important ones are these, because they give you the highest evacuation points. But obviously you want to beat all of them, if possible. I could debuff the torpedo, but to make him easier to beat. Spotlight doesn't help against the fighter, no, that's the problem. Yeah, total power is a range here, so basically if I put this here, this is my win percentage. It's not guaranteed. This thing has very high evasion though. if I put my tugboat here, he gets a high win, but let's see if we can modify this a bit. Oh, I can only increase it by 10%, then it's 50-50. It's 50-50. It might lose that one. Not sure if it's worth. Could we, anything else we could have maybe played there? Can I use AA to debuff this thing? This thing can debuff it. And then I can maybe use a weaker ship here, because this one buffs the power. Do I have anyone with good power? Not really any shitters with good power. Only my fighting ships have power. So that doesn't really help me. The passenger ship might beat the fighter though, but it's 100% still. Let's go for it. Oh fuck. RNG fucked us. Okay. So we advanced our battle pass. So we can get a free pull now. I think. There it is, of the infantry. Midway Queen for sure. Good stats all around and 2 debuffs. I guess buffs are more universal because you can just buff your teammates, whereas debuffs need specific vulnerabilities to be useful. So I guess both cards have a place. Okay, nothing but fighters. We need AA. Nothing but fighters. We need AA. Smoke works as well. We can also buff potential ships. Do we have any good buffers though? This one buffs evasion, not great. If I put this one here, 65% win rate, and then I put him who buffs, he doesn't have any evasion, it's not worth. This one smoke will debuff the other guy though. So that makes the 100% win 60% win. That's pretty good. How's the Canterbury looking here? Mostly debuffs to the left, not too many debuffs to the right. That's a problem. Can I debuff this guy to the left and make this fight higher chance? If I'll put the Anthony here. No, it's still a pretty shit chance to win. Still a pretty shit chance to win. That guarantees me, but it costs me a lot of health. Also, I lose these 2 cards from using, but I don't really have a choice. Let's go for it. Okay. This is some demented RNG. What the fuck? This is the most wargaming thing I've ever seen. RNG just blasting us on cooldown. Okay. Maybe we can debuff this arty. And then debuff the sub. It's pretty good. Wonder if I could get a chance with Sailing Yacht. Win here. If I put another debuff on him. I have debuffs to the left, don't I? I do. The Javelin can debuff. The smoke doesn't work against shit. Speed debuffs him. Makes the 100% chance to win. Can we debuff him anyway? We don't have any debuffs against him. Fuck. Can I debuff to the... I can use smoke to debuff him. But this is a shitty chance to win now. And that's the most important one. And I think he needs the buff to become a 100% chance to win, maybe? Or then we just play the Anthony. Yeah, good. Wait, did I unlock level 2 missions? I did. But all my cards still reset. I unlocked level 2 missions now, but all my cards are on fucking cooldown. And it takes you 20 hours, so you can only play them like once per day. That's pretty fucked. So wait, we unlocked like level 2 missions now. Okay, what do I get in level 2 supply missions? 12! Yeah, I only want this one though. I only want the Sea Fog. It's the lowest power I can use to defeat the Sea Fog. That. What is this? Doubles debuff power. That's pretty fucking good. Heal is also pretty fucking good. Can I use some shitter to maybe get those? Semi-Art doesn't have any power. Can with Canterbury here, then we debuff them both. Then we can use Sailing Yacht to get this thing, and Paddle Steamer to get this thing. Let's see if we can get the other. Oh, if we get these two, we can pull another card. That's pretty fucking good. But we don't have any cards left to play. We're running out of cards, boys. Not great. He can just straight up beat these, and we debuff the fighter. Guess he's the midway queen. That gives us a pull. Got some new modifiers, I think. Oh. Spotlight, death. AA5. Debuffs both sides. That's pretty fucking nice. I think I'll take the Furdriant. Gives me more options. Why is this thing still lighting up? I just hovered over it? I think it's the game mode is like it's pretty. I like card games, so I think it's pretty okay, pretty fun. But I won't say it's particularly challenging. It's more like a kind of chill waste of time, and I don't mind it. I think it's okay. Let's go for another pull here. What are rewards? I don't know what the final rewards will be in the battle pass. Right now it's Zao, but obviously that's a placeholder. 20-hour cooldown on cards. Yeah, it's meant to be like you play them once a day, clearly. I guess we take the John Catling. The stats are too good on it. Also, I feel like the cards are pretty straightforward. You just go for highest total power, because then you need to fiddle with modifiers the least. So, again, not the highest complexity there. Gallant is the final reward for this mode. Okay. Can we do a harder key mission? Oh shit. Field artillery. I guess debuffs start becoming important when you're fighting field artillery. Do I even have anyone who can beat field artillery? Do I have a smoke debuff? I don't. So field artillery will just basically wreck me. I don't have a choice. I can't really go for a pool. This is 8 plus how much? 8 plus 16, 24 with a 1 short support token. Ends in 1 day, that's then tomorrow, so we don't really even get to play much more. I guess we can try to use some of our... Actually, we can use our cards. Hold on. We can use our cards to defeat this. If I put the Javelin here, and then we do... We could heal him. Oh, with the health, his stats are high enough that he 100% wins. That's pretty good. Fudriant. Not bad. Anyone else that can heal? No. Let's win this one. That's a fair bit of evacuation wins, but like, don't get. We can restore another segment of health. We only have 3 cards left though. 165 is the best. But we can't debuff the smoke. We can buff our evasion though. Do we have a ship with good evasion? The Javelin has very good evasion. Okay, well, we play our modifiers now. Let's heal our Javelin. We don't need, his debuffs doesn't matter for me, they don't do shit, so we can just yoink, remove them, and instead get pure stats. We can increase his chance of victory by 10% to make it 85. Not bad. With 1 to 2-star ones. This will also update in 20. So you do want to do the more difficult ones for the stats alone. And we get some final support token power here. Yeah, that's our final cards. We can't play anything more. Support tokens. Okay, so now we got 14. And now we're basically out of cards. No, actually, we can pull a card now. We had that. Oh, we can pull 2 cards. I mean, the Icarus easy. Ooh, World War I destroyer. Wait, what? I think I'll just take the Wakeful instead. So we actually have 2 cards we can play now. Let's get the final supply. Supply is so important. I'll just pick up that Sea Fog Victory for the supply tokens. Okay, I don't think we can complete, but we can maybe farm some more. I'll win this and I'll use his evasion buff on this guy to make sure I win here. Get maximum evacuation points here. Want the sub. So we want this. He guaranteed defeats the sub, and he defeats the sub. Okay, the biggest is 110. Okay, nothing good worth running. That's our last pull. We collected as much. I guess these are the stages. Reaching this milestone increases the difficulty of some missions, which means more challenging battles but more valuable rewards. Oh, you get hard supply missions here. They become harder and harder the higher you go. You also get support tokens from this battle pass. I mean, it's a pretty simple game, but I think it's pretty fun. I don't mind. Like, I could have kept playing this easily if I just could, but we are time limited, so we can't play it anymore. Like, the health ran out on the cards, and it takes 20 hours for the cards to reset. So tomorrow. Also, the missions are also locked if you don't unlock the next stage, so 20 hours cooldown on them as well. I thought this was pretty fun. I can see myself playing this minigame when it comes out. They give Zao's reward, once again, placeholder is PTS. I mean, it's gonna be, this game mode is gonna be pretty short and sweet. I don't think it's particularly complex. It's pretty straightforward. You put the higher number against the enemy and you basically win, and then you can fiddle with debuffs and buffs as you want. It's not exactly high complexity. There's no random card draw or whatever. You can play any card you have at any point. So there's very limited complexity to this, and it's not really a card game in the traditional way, but it's a mini game, and honestly, for what it is, I think it's pretty fun. You're not gonna it's probably gonna be pretty short and sweet, which is fine. But then again, I like card games, so if you don't give a shit about card games, this is not suddenly gonna inspire your like this isn't gonna be some tantalizing, incredible experience for you because there's actual card games are much better than this. But for what it is, yeah, I think it's pretty fun. Pretty fun. Pretty basic, but pretty fun.